So remember, before most sociology lessons, you'll be assigned a screencast, which is an online video lecture, like the one that you're listening to at the moment, that you have to watch before you come to your next sociology lesson. And for you to get the most out of those screencasts and to really watch them actively, it's really important that you take good quality notes. And we're expecting you to use a particular note-taking method that we feel is very useful. And it's called the Cornell note-taking method. And what you need to do for this particular method is divide the paper into 3 sections. And the easiest way of doing this is to draw an off-center eye, like the one that you can see on the screen on your paper. And then, so that you keep your notes in the right order and you keep yourself organised, make sure that you write the course name, the date and the topic at the top of each page. So the topic will be the name of the screencast that you're making notes on. And then this large box on the right is for writing notes as you're watching the screencast. So as you're watching the video, you make your notes in this particular section. And the important thing is to make sure that you skip a line between ideas and topics, and that you don't use complete sentences. You want these notes to be relatively concise, and therefore you need to use abbreviations whenever possible. And then when you finish watching the screencast and you've made your notes in the right hand side, you then need to reread these notes and then try to pick out what you think are the main ideas, so the key points, the key concepts, and write them in this left-hand column. In other words, what you're trying to do here is pick out single words or phrases that will trigger in your mind a whole lot of material that you've learned. So for example, in a sociology screencast, make sure that the key bits of jargon that are explained in the screencast are in this left-hand column. And obviously try to write these key terms next to the notes that are the most relevant. And then when you've done that, when you picked out what you think are the most important trigger words and phrases, the key points, you then need to write a summary at the bottom of your notes. So this would be a few sentences that sum up the most important points from the screencast. So the easiest way of doing this is to ask yourself the question, if I was going to explain this to someone else, what would I say? And then when you finish making your notes, don't just put them in your file and never look at them again. Keep on going back to them. Keep on regularly revising your notes. So read through the notes that you've taken in the right-hand column. And eventually you should get to the situation where you don't actually need to look at your more detailed notes, and you can remember a whole topic just by focusing on the trigger words and phrases that you picked out in the left-hand column.